Hi everyone, welcome to this week's maths. So this week we're learning about a topic called data. Data is really important because it helps to answer questions that we might want to know the answer to. Let's have a look at data a bit more closely. So what are we going to learn how to do this week? Well, we're going to learn how to collect data. We're going to learn how to show our data using a data display, and we're going to learn how to read data displays. And we're going to have a look at what all those words mean in a moment. So let's look at some vocabulary, some important words. Data. Data is a really important word that you need to understand to complete the activities this week. Data means information that you have. It could be information that you have collected yourself, or it could be information that someone else has collected. We want data so it can help us answer questions we may have. So for example, if I wanted to know what my class's favourite toy was, I could ask them. I could say, what is your favourite toy? 1R. Or if I wanted to know what my class's pets were at home, I could go around and ask each person in my class, what kind of pet do you have at home? Collect. Collect means to go and get. Like sometimes your teachers might say, go collect your lead pencil. It means to go and get something. If you want to know what your class's favourite fruit is, then you would have to collect information by asking them. So now it's time to pause the video. Have a think. What question would you ask your class if you wanted to know what their favourite fruit was? Data display. A data display is a way that we can show the data that we have collected. Look below for an example of a data display. So if you have a look, here is a data display. It's called Our Pets, and it's got different groups of pets or types of animals. So I can see that there are birds, fish, dogs, cats, and turtles. And what this data display is showing us is how many people may be in a class. So maybe how many people in the class own these animals as their pets. So there might be 2 people that have birds, 3 people have fish, 5 people have dogs, 3 people have cats, and 1 person has a turtle. This is an example of a picture graph, which is a kind of data display. So we've shown how many people have each animal by using pictures. Tally marks. Tally marks are marks that we draw to help us remember how many things or answers we collected. Sometimes we record them in a table. So if you have a look, here is an example of a table. This is a table. It shows the different animals. So I can see it says favourite animal, cat, dog, elephant, bear. And then on the right it says number of students, tally marks. So I can see by counting that there are 4 tally marks next to cat. So 4 people must have cat as their favourite animal. Then for dog, I can see that there's a group of 5 tally marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going across, and then there's 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 people have a dog as their favourite animal. Then I can see there are 3 tally marks next to elephant, which must mean that 3 people love elephants the best. They are their favourite animal. And finally, there are 2 people that have chosen the bear as their favourite animal. But the tally marks are really great because they can help us remember how many people liked each animal. Time to pause. So on the next slide, there will be the vocabulary words that you have just learned about, plus some bonus words. Pause the video and try and match the word to its meaning. You can do this in your mind or on a piece of paper. When you're finished, you can play the video to check if you were correct. Take your time. So, let's have a look and see if you were correct. If you weren't, then maybe you need to have another practice. Picture graph. A graph we can use to display information. This graph uses pictures. Tally marks. Marks that we draw to help us remember how many things or answers we collected. Collect. To go and get. Data. Information that you have. A data display is a way that we can show the data that we have collected. And the last one, table. Something we use to organise information, like the choices and the tally marks. Well done if you were able to get all of those correct. If you weren't, that is okay. This is new information. It might take some time to understand and remember what each of them mean. You can go back and practice again if you like. You can have a look at the slides from before. Just rewind the video a little bit. If you are okay to keep going, then just let the video play. So now it's time. Let's collect some data. So first we have to start with a question. This is really important. You can't really collect the data without having a question. So what do we want to know? Our question will be, what are KT's favourite colours? So that is our question. Now we have to ask them and collect our data to go and get our data. Let's go to the next slide and see what their answers were. Ooh, wow. So I can see they've used pencils to show us what their favourite colours are. Now, it's a little bit tricky to count those at the moment because they're all mixed up and scattered. Maybe we could do something to make it a bit easier for us. Aha! We've organised the pencils so that we can understand a bit better. So now all the pink pencils are together. All of the yellow pencils are together. All of the orange pencils are together. All of the blue pencils are together. And it looks like there's only one red pencil. So notice how I have put them into groups so they are easier to count. Pause the video. Count how many students chose each colour. So, count how many pink pencils there are. Remember, each pencil means a child. How many yellow pencils are there? How many blue pencils are there? How many orange pencils are there? And how many red pencils are there? Pause the video so that you have some time to count them. You can write down your answers if you like, or you can keep them in your mind. Writing down is great though, because then we won't forget. Pause your video now. Okay, so I counted those as well. and I counted 12 pink pencils. I counted 6 blue pencils, 1 red pencil, 2 yellow pencils, and 3 orange pencils. But I didn't want to just put my answers all over the place. I thought, how about I show my data? I'll use a type of data display. So I have chosen to use a table. If you have a look on the left side, you will be able to see the names of the different colours: pink, blue, red, yellow, orange. Next to those are the tally marks. Remember, the tally marks help us to record and remember and keep track of how many of each. So I have made 12 tally marks. Very interesting, I notice that when I get to the 5th tally mark, I make a diagonal line. This is a clever way to keep all of our tally marks neat and to make them easy to read. So I know that in my first group over here, next to the pink, there are 5 there. I know that there are 5 in the next group as well. And I know 5 plus 5 equals 10. So I've got 10 over here, plus 2 more, that equals 12. Down here I have another group of 5. Plus 1 more equals 6. For these numbers, they're not 5 or more, so I don't need to do anything special. No diagonal lines on these. If I have a look over here, I've written how many tally marks there are as a numeral. That makes it quick and easy to see. So now it's time to go to Study Ladder. Log in to Study Ladder. Complete the activity called Using Simple Questions to Gather Data. Take your time and complete the activity as many times as you need to. Try and get 10 out of 10. We hope that you enjoyed today's maths lesson. Keep working hard, guys, and we'll continue tomorrow.